Hi all. When I woke up today, I had a question in my mind that what are the biggest power of human beings? Then I called some of my friends to get an answer. But before I tell you what my friend said, what would you say if someone asked you what is the biggest power of human being? I gave you 7 seconds. Probably you will say adaptability, humanity, imagination, etc. etc. And all my friends said the same, except one. He said that fear, making mistake and never ending satisfaction are human biggest power. And the answer literally baffled me because everyone wants to ignore fear, mistake and never ending satisfaction to live a better life. I can't say about you, but I surely do. Then I asked him why he thinks that fear, mistake and never-ending satisfaction are biggest human power. Because everyone wants to be brave, make fear, mistake and satisfied with what they have. He told me that fear, mistake and never-ending satisfaction have elevated us to the top of the food chain, and with that this thing played an important role in our evolution. You had probably say he is crazy, me too, but after his explanation to why he thinks that way, I had to change my thoughts, and now I am going to tell you what he explained to me. So, if you live every moment of your life with fun and you are fond of knowing something new and interesting, then watch this video till the end.
First talk about fear. So what do you fear the most? Let I use my guessing power. If you are a student, you have fear of failing in exam. If you are a job person, you have fear of losing your job. If you are a businessman, you have fear of loss. You are all curious and I know questions like what is fear, why we fear, how fear works and what fear is good for will be coming to your mind. And I will answer all your questions. Number 1. The main question, what is fear? Fear is an intended danger alarm. It compels you to take action and help you make wise and prudent decisions. You probably say how fear help you make wise and prudent decisions. You will get all your answers soon. Number 2. Why we fear? The purpose of fear is to promote survival. In the course of human evolution, the people who feared the right things survived to pass on their genes. So fear is instinctive in human nature. Number 3. How fear works. Amygdala is the region where the fear response starts in your brain. Whenever we see any threat, fear response automatically triggers in the region amygdala. The hippocampus and the prefrontal cortex help the brain interpret the perceived threat. They are involved in a higher level processing of context, which help a person know whether a perceived threat is real or not. For instance, seeing a lion in the wild can trigger a strong fear reaction, but the response to view of the same lion at a zoo is more of curiosity and thinking that the lion is cute. Number 4. And the question for which you are waiting for. What is fear good for? I will explain this you with an example. Suppose you are playing football with your friends in a park and ball goes into the nearby bushes. Your friend asks you to bring the ball and you run toward the bushes to find the ball. And while looking for the ball, you saw a lion there. Pause. Now what will you do? Option 1. Ask for help. Option 2. Keep looking for the ball. Option 3. Try to scare the lion. Eventually, you will don't do nothing from the given options because the moment you see the lion, the very next moment your body and brain will be bombarded with adrenaline and dopamine, which will speed up your heart rate and blood pressure, flooding your muscles with oxygen to prepare you for fight or flight, and you run away from the lion like hell, and hopefully this feeling of fear save you and your friends' lives. Therefore, fear is not as bad as you think because when it comes to your life, fear is the real savior. Now let's shift our focus to mistake. Maybe at this time you are convinced that fear is a power rather than a weakness that man possesses, and I am pretty sure that you will not believe that mistake can also be a human power. Because we all are afraid of making mistake, but eventually we all make mistake and as a result we are often punished. So how making mistake is a power? I tell you why making mistake is a power, and after knowing this, you will be proud to make a mistake. Reason 1. Mistake makes us wiser. But how? Understand this with an example that all of you must have gone to school at some time and your school will have some rules, right? Like you cannot write on the walls, but you all must have written at some time. Okay, not all, but I did write. And in the result you got the award of punishment, which was a lesson for you to never make that mistake again, otherwise you will be punished again. So, by making mistake, you develop a sense between right and wrong and you become wiser. Reason 2. Mistake help us obtain new ideas. Making mistake is one of the most effective ways to gain new ideas. Our mistake force us to push limits and find new things that inspire us. Albert Einstein once said, the only sure way to avoid making mistake is to have no new ideas. Reason 3. Making mistake gives us courage. We become a stronger person each time we acknowledge our mistake and move on to do better next time. We come to understand that being brave is all about admitting to our faults and growing from them. Reason 4. Mistake helps us gain knowledge. We can gain so much knowledge from our mistakes, and all it takes is the willingness to learn from them. We get to know what works and what doesn't from each error we come across. Without mistakes, we lost countless opportunities to gain valuable knowledge and learn lessons. Making mistake is not so bad because human mistakes have led to some great inventions like penicillin. Dr. Alexander Fleming came across the antibiotic entirely by chance when he left out culture of Staphylococcus aureus in his lab for 2 weeks and returned to find that their growth had been prevented by a mold called Penicillium notatum. Coca-Cola. Lieutenant Colonel John Pemberton, who was a pharmacist actually trying to make a painkiller because he was wounded, his mistake result Coca-Cola. And things like ice cream cone, potato chips, X-ray, microwave oven, cornflakes, all are result of mistake. Therefore, the next time you make mistake, don't curse yourself because your mistake gives you knowledge and make you a better person. So far, I have told you about fear and mistake are human biggest power. Now talk about satisfaction. I mean never ending satisfaction. All of you are told to be satisfied with what you have. But the plain and simple fact is that human can never be satisfied. And it is also good for us because our never ending satisfaction brought us from there to here, from a caveman to a family man, from savages to civilization. Imagine what would happen if the early man was satisfied with what he had. You definitely do not have this device in which you are watching this video and all technological advancement around you. And perhaps at this time you would be running after the deer with a spear in your hand to kill it. So, never-ending satisfaction helps human to evolve and explore because when human achieve something, they never get satisfied with that. They always try to make it better and better, which result in great discoveries and invention. For an example, when human invented wheel, did they stop there? No. They further invented bicycle, from bicycle to motorbike, motorbike to car to plane, plane to rocket. Therefore, humans always keep inventing because they are never satisfied, and it's just matter of time that human never-ending satisfaction lead to them their next big invention, maybe the time machine and other stuff. So that's it for today's video. If you find this video interesting, then definitely smash that like button, share this video with your family and friends. If you love to watch interesting videos like that, then subscribe my channel, and I have also made interesting videos like that. I will link them in the description box. Also comment down your thoughts about fear, mistake and never ending satisfaction. Till then, freaksaheb.